Are you hiding behind good enough, or are you using it as a stepping stone to something greater? There's a difference. Let's lay it out.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Lift off and the clock has started.
And a good day to each and every one of you bright, shining souls, as always, wherever you may be, and welcome to Balanced Fit Radio. We are talking about strength, meaning, and the human experience. I'm your host, Scott Schroeder, certified personal trainer, nutrition coach, and I got specialties in corrective exercise and performance enhancement. And Balanced Fit Radio is where fitness meets psychology, philosophy, and real life, because true wellness is about more than just the body. It's about balance. Let's get into it, shall we? If your current fitness plan looks something like watch a bunch of YouTube videos, try random workouts, get confused, and then go eat a sandwich, I might be able to help. The Balanced Fit Blueprint is a 3-session virtual coaching program where we build a training plan designed specifically for you, your goals, your schedule, and your real life. We start with an assessment. I build your custom program. We walk through it together, and then we check in and adjust once you've had time to implement it. It's not a generic workout. It's coaching with intention. If you want a clear plan and a smarter way to train, check out the Balanced Fit Blueprint at balancedfitsc.com. Your life, your potential. There's a phrase that gets tossed around a lot. Good enough. And depending on how you use it, that phrase can either help you build a life and move through it, or quietly dismantle one. Pause right here for nuance, because nuance matters, and we don't do a lot of nuance in this culture anymore. There are few instances in the progression of life for which I will ever say that good enough is actually good enough. But you need to live, things need to get done, and often circumstances will dictate that good enough will do in order for life to flow. Let me give you an example. If you're an English major in college and you've got 2 math classes standing between you and your degree, it is a colossal, spectacular waste of your time, energy, and sanity to grind yourself into dust trying to get an A in calculus. You're not building bridges. You're not launching rockets. You're not designing aircraft. C's get degrees, and you need to move on. And here's the kicker. No one ever in your adult life is ever going to ask you what you got in college algebra. So in that case, you better believe good enough is good enough. But now let's swing the pendulum in the other direction. Engineer, surgeon, accountant, Navy SEAL. Yeah. We're going to need you to be great pretty much all the time. No one wants a good enough surgeon. No one wants a pretty decent structural engineer. No one wants a Navy SEAL who is like, yeah, I did most of the training. There are arenas in life where excellence is not optional. It is your responsibility. And here's where things get interesting. Because your life is not lived in extremes. It's not all calculus and it's not all combat. Your life is lived in the in-between, in the gray space, in the daily decisions. And this is where most people get it wrong. They apply good enough to the wrong things and chase great in the wrong places. They want a perfect workout plan, but it doesn't exist, so they don't work out at all. They want a flawless nutrition strategy, but it doesn't exist, so they eat like trash. They want the perfect time to start, so they never start. Listen to this. Perfection is the most efficient form of procrastination ever invented. You don't need perfect most of the time. What you need is movement. You need action. You need something that shifts you 1 degree in the right direction. Put on your shoes and walk around the block. That's not impressive. That's not elite, but it's not nothing. Don't keep junk food in your house 24/7. That's certainly not a complete nutritional overhaul, but it's not nothing. Put down your phone and just stare into space for 30 seconds. Just be. That's not meditation mastery, but it's not nothing. And here's the part people miss. Not nothing compounds. Little things add up if you allow them to count, but most people don't. because we've been conditioned to believe that if it's not dramatic, if it's not elite, if it's not optimized and perfect, it doesn't matter. That's a lie. You don't build a strong body in one workout. You don't build a resilient mind in one moment of clarity. You don't build a grounded spirit in one deep conversation. You build all of it through small, consistent, good enough actions that you repeat until they become part of you. And then something very interesting happens. Good enough starts becoming better. Better starts becoming strong. Strong starts becoming capable, and capable starts looking a whole lot like great. This is how it works, not in leaps, in layers. Now let's bring this back to responsibility, because this is where your philosophy, your life, your purpose, they all intersect. You have responsibilities to your family, to your work, to your community, to yourself, and whether you like it or not, you have a responsibility to your potential. You were not put here to hover at good enough forever. Good enough is a starting point. It is not a destination. If your entire life is built on, that'll do, you're not building a life. You're maintaining a slow decline. Your body will decline, your mind will dull, your spirit will drift, and you won't notice it because it happens gradually. Quietly, conveniently. Hey, real quick before we continue, if your current training plan is basically random workouts and good intentions, the Balance Fit Blueprint might help. It's a 3-session virtual coaching program where we build a clear, personalized training plan for you. BalanceFitSC.com. All right, let's get back to it. Until one day you wake up and you realize you are far, far away from who you could have been. That's the danger. Not failure, not struggle, not effort, comfortable stagnation. So where does this leave us? It leaves us with a very simple, very actionable framework. Ask yourself this question. Where in my life is good enough actually good enough? Be honest about it. Then ask, where in my life is good enough quietly failing me? Because those are not the same places. Maybe your job doesn't require perfection, but your health does. Maybe your hobby doesn't need optimization, but your relationships do. Maybe your schedule can be flexible, but your habits cannot. You need to know the difference, and once you do, you can start making better decisions. Not perfect ones, better ones. And if you're overwhelmed, if you're stuck, if you feel like there's too much to fix, start here. Pick one thing. One small thing, something you know you can do better, and make it your standard. Not when you feel like it, not when it's convenient, not when the stars align. Every time. Until it stops being something you do and becomes something that you are. This is how it works. Not through massive unsustainable change, but through disciplined, consistent, good enough to move forward action. And that eventually becomes excellence. Never let great be the enemy of good, but also never let good enough become the ceiling of your life. There's a difference. Know it, understand it, use it, live it. All right. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today on Balance Fit Radio. If this conversation resonated with you, please share it out with someone who might need it. And please make sure that you do all the follows and likes and subscribes, as you know how much that helps. Now let me leave you with this thought. Good enough is a tool. Use it to start, not to settle. Until we meet again, be mindful, be fit, be capable and resolute, and move through life with a sense of purpose. And remember, your life, your potential. Peace out, homies, and I'll see y'all next time.